I invite us all to stand as I invite Ms. Bernadette Brown to come and invoke God's blessings on these proceedings.
Heavenly Father, as we gather here today to celebrate Alexander Hamilton's birthday, God, we give you the glory. God, we thank you today for all the preparation, oh God, and ask your blessings on the food and everyone here. Father, we ask all these mercies in your name only. Amen and amen.
I wish to recognize in our presence this afternoon her Honor, the Deputy Governor General, Mrs. Hailey Deliban. We're indeed happy to be graced, for you to grace us with your presence. We trust that you may find what we present here this afternoon to be worthy. I would want to recognize the Honorable Eric Evelyn, Minister of Culture, Sports, and other things, who is at the head table. I see we have also Mr. Keith Glasgow, who is the Permanent Secretary for Ministry of Community and et al. I also see Mr. John Hanley, Permanent Secretary, Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, which is also one of our partners at the NHCS. I wish also to recognize our Acting Executive Director of the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society, Mrs. Pauline Ngonjuri. I want to recognize the President of the Board of Directors for NHCS, Mr. Richard Lupinacci. I would also want to recognize at the head table Mrs. Janet Meloni, Director of Community Development, which is one of the major partners in this afternoon's activities. I would also like to specially recognize one of our partners who has been doing some great work with us over the last several days, Mr. Christian Goodwillie. He is the Director of Special Collections of Hamilton College. He has been here working with us at the NHCS, at the National Archives, and he's here with his family. We're indeed happy to have you among us. We do hope that you have been made welcome and that you are indeed feeling welcome among us. Your name has been known to us for a long time, and now your face is known to us. We consider you to be one of us together in good things. I would also want to say good afternoon and special welcome to past associates of the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society. I see one of our past executive director, I think, and board member for sure, Mrs. Walters. I see my dear sister Lyra, who is also has been long associated with the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society and the work that we do. And if there are others, I'm not seeing everybody. I have on all the eyes, but I'm not seeing everybody. So if there are others among us, and I didn't point you out, it is not by any means an exemption, maybe an oversight, but do feel welcome. We are happy to have all of you. Now this afternoon we are here for what has become a staple on the annual calendar of the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society in partnership with the Department of Community Development. This afternoon we are having our flagship activity, which gears towards raising funds to support our scholarship program, where we provide assistance for deserving children in our secondary schools. We indeed are delighted to have you with us. This activity is one that has great meaning for us, for indeed what we are doing is that we are sowing seeds, hoping for future production. So we are hoping to see the students in whom we invest our time, efforts, and resources. We are hoping to see them being successful in their endeavors for academic achievement, and in the future to be standing tall in our society, helping to keep things afloat. And I'm going to call on Akimran Willett, who will render a poem.
Circumstances that do not define refuge, stability, potential. Behold, my humble beginnings, sculpted by the hands of Rachel and James. I took breath, blowing silently through the streets of Charleston. Dreams spark, life soul, dare not turn a blind eye to the woes of men. My house, no stranger to bondage. Can refuge be shared? If so, why not? Mom, why can't I go to school? Where has Dad gone? What did we do? Unaware, confused, unable to choose between Nevis and St. Christ. At the mercy of the sons of time. Mom, wake up. Please wake up. James Jr. and I are still searching to find stability to nurture young minds. She's orphaned, waiting patiently to become a sculpture, chiseled gently by Peters and Thomas. But the sheet remained, my grand reveal only moments away. To dear old Dad I write this letter, screaming devastation of Christian's death. But in this letter lies my true potential, as the words come alive to tell my story. Who would have thought that my simple letter would have taken flight into the Danish Gazette? This letter was written by Al Fleming.
Thank you, young Master Willett. And now I'm going to call on Mrs. Janet Meloni, Director of Community Development, who will bring to us the report.
Those who stand for nothing fall for anything. These are the words of the great Alexander Hamilton, one of the founding fathers of the U.S. Constitution and one of the most influential interpreters and promoters of the American institution. He was born on the island, our beautiful island Nevis, on January 11, 1755. Therefore, on this day, we celebrate his birthday with our annual Alexander Hamilton Tea Party and Scholarship Award ceremony. The Alexander Hamilton Scholarship Fund was established in 1966 by Marion Trott. The purpose of the scholarship was to assist secondary school students who have performed exceptionally well in school and who are well behaved. They receive support with uniforms, fees, books, and other school supplies. After a few years of dormancy, the scholarship fund was revived by Mr. Hensley Daniel in 1994 when he became the Director of Community Affairs. The fund has been in existence for 53 years. However, for the past 25 years, the fund have been administered by the Department of Community Development under the Ministry of Social Development. We currently have 18 students enrolled in the Alexander Hamilton Scholarship Program. In July of 2018, 3 of our recipients exited the program having completed their secondary school education. Mr. Jelani Brooks graduated from Gingerland Secondary School with 8 CXC subject passes and is now studying architecture at Clarence Fitzroy Bryan College in St. Kitts. Clarissa Doe graduated from Gingerland Secondary School with 9 CXC subject passes and is now studying at the Nevis Sixth Form College. I think our student done well. And Miss Celine Hendrickson graduated from the Charleston Secondary School with 6 CXC passes. She is now a trainee through the Department of Social Services training course with the Sport Museum. Those were the subjects that they had to pass, and they were successful in passing all of their subjects. I would like to congratulate them on their achievements, and I wish them success in their future endeavors. At this time, I am proud to introduce to you the new recipients of the Alexander Hamilton Scholarship Fund. They are Dwight Jador, De Uniqua Bergan of the Charleston Secondary School, Shane Evelyn, and Hadassah Daniel of the Gingerland Secondary School. These students have performed exceptionally well in school, and I would like to congratulate them for their achievement. We hope that you will seek to maintain a high all-around performance and good behavior at all times. To all the students in the program, I implore you to treat your scholarship as a privilege and a responsibility. I am pleased to say that school reports for the majority of youth have shown improvement and in some cases exceptional results. Continue to strive for excellence and maintain a high standard in school. I encourage all of you to take some time to read about the life of the late Alexander Hamilton. He rose from humble beginnings to become such an influential political leader. He was unbelievably intelligent, hardworking, and ambitious. You must adapt these characteristics and use them in everything you do. I encourage you to keep up the good work as we are expecting great things from you in the future. It is also your responsibility to maintain your status as a scholarship recipient with the guidelines explained in the terms of reference. Students must maintain academic eligibility and submit the appropriate reporting forms and documentation required by the scholarship program. One of the requirements of being an awardee is to engage in community service, and the majority of the awardees have done exceptionally well in this regard. The scholarship recipient should see the awards as part of a commitment to assist in the development of our students academically, socially, and to instill in them a sense of love and loyalty to their country. In order to maintain the scholarship fund, there are many persons in the business and wider community who would have given generously, and we also would like our students to have an attitude of giving back to their community. At this time, I would like to acknowledge the outstanding contribution of some persons and institutions who would have supported the Alexander Hamilton Scholarship over the years. I must make mention of Mr. Drew Morris, who contributed $18,000 EC in 2014, which was given in installments over the past 6 years. Ambassador Evanson Hall, the permanent representative of St. Kitts and Nevis to the OAS, gave a contribution of $10,000 in 2018. The same year, Fiona Gerald made a contribution of $10,000, which we should be receiving from NHCS shortly. The U.S. Embassy in Barbados has also made significant contributions. I would also like to acknowledge Mary Chamer, who helped mobilize persons from the Embassy and the United States to make donations towards the funds. These contributions would have paved the way for the scholarship fund to become a success. To the Trott family, thank you for that wonderful initiative. And because of your unselfishness, hundreds of students were enabled to successfully complete their secondary education for the past 53 years. I want you to give it up for the Trott family. Thank you very much. I would also like to thank Mr. Henry Daniel for reviving the scholarship fund and for his hard work over the years in facilitating and expanding it. The scholarship was also maintained by the contributions of local individuals and businesses such as Superfoods and Evelyn Drug Stores. Also, there were numerous hotels and restaurants who offered food and drink for the tea party every year. Also, a special thanks to Mr. Richard Lupinacci for allowing us to utilize a newly renovated Trott House and for his support, his passionate, if I must call it, involvement in planning the tea party and his continued support of the Alexander Scholarship Fund. Thanks also to Evelyn Henville, who assisted with the annual tea party while she served as Executive Director of the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society. She was responsible for providing a link between Nevis and the celebrants of Alexander Hamilton's birthday in New York, and also in establishing a meaningful collaboration between the department and the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society for the past 7 years. I just want to give for Ms. Henville. Thanks also to Paulina Gonjui and the Historical Conservation Society board members. Thank you for your continued support over the years. We are rather grateful. We appreciate, Paulina, the interest that you have shown in encouraging persons to contribute to the scholarship fund. We also appreciate the Nevis Island administration for continuing to make a significant contribution to the annual tea party and ensuring the funds were available to award scholarships to 20 students for the past 25 years. I would like to express our deepest and sincerest gratitude to all of you for your continued support to the Alexander Hamilton Scholarship Fund and the tea party. To the staff, last but not least, of the Department of Community Development, every year you became chefs, event planners, designers, waiters, facilitators, you name it, just to make the tea party a success. Thank you for your hard work and dedication throughout the years. And because of you, the tea party continues to be successful. Once again, I would like to congratulate the new recipients of the Alexander Hamilton Scholarship Fund, Dwayjedor, Uniqua Bergan, Shana Evelyn, and Hadassah Daniel. To you I say, stand strong, stand tall, and always strive for excellence. To all of you here this afternoon, thank you for your continued support, and we are grateful to all of you who are here this afternoon and who would have contributed to the tea party over the years. We are not only celebrating Alexander Hamilton's birthday, we are also celebrating academic excellence and community spirit. May God bless you all, and I do hope that you enjoy the rest of the afternoon proceeding. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Meloni. I want to back up just a little bit as well. As I laid out the protocol, I did give recognition to our brother, Mr. Goodwillie, and his family, but I did not mention the fact that he has students with him as well. So I want to recognize the students who are here, who have been working with our employees at the archives, and we have been, you might hear about it, but we have been working hard at digitizing the materials we have at the archives to make them more easily accessible. And Mr. Goodwillie and his team has been doing an excellent job. They have been working hard. So sometime soon we will be able to offer improved service at the NHCS, at the museum, and at the National Archives. We are going to have a dance by Karina Grant and Nikisha Henry. And following the dance, I am going to make way for Mr. Chris Liebert, who is a board member of the NHCS, to come and give remarks.
Theodosia writes me a letter every day. I'm keeping her bed warm while her husband is away. He's on the British side in Georgia. He's trying to keep the colonies in line. Well, he can keep all of Georgia. Theodosia, she's mine. Love doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes and it takes and it takes, and we keep loving anyway. We laugh and we cry and we break and we make our mistakes. And if there's a reason I'm by her side when so many have tried, then I'm willing to wait for it. I'm willing to wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. My grandfather was a fire and brimstone preacher. But there are things that the homilies and hymns won't teach ya. My mother was a genius. My father commanded respect. When they died, they left no instructions, just a legacy to protect. Death doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes and it takes and it takes, and we keep living anyway. We rise and we fall and we break and we make our mistakes. And if there's a reason I'm still alive when everyone who loves me has died, I'm willing to wait for it. Wait for it. I'm willing to wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. I am the one thing in life I can control. Wait for it. Wait for it. I am inimitable. I am an original. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. I'm not falling behind or running late. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. I'm not standing still. I am lying in wait. Wait. Hamilton faces an endless uphill climb. He has something to prove. He has nothing to lose. Hamilton's pace is relentless. He wastes no time. What is it like in his shoes? Hamilton doesn't hesitate. He exhibits no restraint. Takes and he takes and he takes, and he keeps winning anyway. Changes the game, plays and he raises the stakes. And if there's a reason he seems to thrive and so few survive, then goddammit, I'm willing to wait for it. I'm willing to wait for it. Life doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes and it takes and it takes, and we keep living anyway. We rise and we fall and we fall. And if there's a reason I'm still alive and so many have died, then I'm willing to wait for it. 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 Wait for it.
I am indeed honored to deliver brief remarks on behalf of the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society. The NHCS has once again partnered with the Nevis Island Administration's Department of Community Development to host the annual Alexander Hamilton Awards ceremony and tea party. Honestly, I cannot think of a more fitting way to celebrate Alexander Hamilton's 262nd birthday. The Alexander Hamilton Scholarship Fund was established by the Trott family over 50 years ago in 1966. And from this fund, groups of deserving high school students receive financial assistance annually towards the purchase of well-needed school supplies. Currently, there are 15 students who benefit from the Alexander Hamilton Scholarship. And this afternoon, we are indeed delighted to add 4 new high school students to that group, 2 from the Charlestown Secondary School and 2 from the Gingerland Secondary School. The NHCS would like to congratulate each student who was selected as a beneficiary of this long-standing charitable initiative. Students, we encourage you to see this scholarship not as a handout, but as a timely investment in your future. You are very privileged to be associated with a scholarship fund that pays homage to Alexander Hamilton. Hamilton, as you would know by now, is a celebrated son of our soil and one of the founding fathers of the United States of America. During your spare time, I encourage you to learn as much as you can about Alexander Hamilton, his humble beginnings, and his remarkable career. Some of you may find it a bit difficult to relate to Hamilton's life story, but he possessed certain qualities and lived by certain principles that we think that you can emulate in your daily lives. We therefore encourage you, students, to be forward-thinking, community-minded, diligent, respectful, and hard-working individuals. Like Hamilton, you must never allow your current circumstances to limit your ability to dream big and achieve your goals. With the recent success of the Hamilton play on Broadway, many people are now interested in finding out about Hamilton's work and his upbringing. In recent months, many visitors have come from near and far to this very site to walk through the grounds where Hamilton walked and to breathe the tropical air that Hamilton breathed. The NHCS continues to recognize the value of Hamilton's contribution to society and his unbreakable link to the island of Nevis. To this end, we are taking the necessary steps to enhance the visitor experience here at his birthplace. Our local contractors have done a marvelous job thus far in their attempt to restore the old Trott House to its former glory. And as you look around, you will notice that the grounds are also receiving a much-needed facelift. Just last month, Trott House served as the venue for our Christmas party and silent auction. And it is really our intention to develop this site into a fully functional heritage center, not only for the benefit of our citizens and residents, but visitors alike. Let us now put our hands together for the team of men and women led by NHCS President, Mr. Richard Lupinacci, who are working tirelessly to bring this project to a state of completion. Thank you. The NHCS is indeed grateful for the support that we have received over the years from various stakeholders, and we look forward to strengthening those ties throughout this new year. We are also encouraging members of the wider community to come on board and join the NHCS, volunteer your time, ideas, and expertise as we aim to fulfill the mandate of the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time, and do enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Being a recipient of the Alexander Hamilton Scholarship in 2016, I am truly honored. It has been a pleasure being a part of such a scholarship. I gained so much, not only monetary gains, but I also gained experience, knowledge, and memories. Through volunteering during the summer vacation at the summer vacation school, I got the opportunity to meet a group of wonderful young people. I was able to assist them with whatever they needed and have. Long conversation, passing on any piece of advice that I could. The simple conversation also appreciated as I learned a few things about them and got to share a little laugh for a moment. My experience, however, did not end there. as I was surprisingly offered the opportunity to work at the Alexander Hamilton Museum. My experience there was even greater. My knowledge of Mr. Alexander grew fonder, and my appreciation for his scholarship blew through the roof. I can only see more opportunities coming from here onwards simply because of this scholarship. Therefore, I vow to myself to continue working hard towards my education, and I encourage all of you to do the same. Thank you for the many opportunities, and I can assure you that they have not gone to waste. Thank you.
How does a bastard, orphan, son of a whore and a Scotsman, dropped in the middle of a forgotten spot in the Caribbean, by providence impoverished and squalor, grow up to be a hero and a scholar, the $10 founding father without a father, got a lot, father by working a lot, harder by being a lot, smarter by being a self-starter by 14. They placed him in charge of the trade charter, and every day while slaves were being slaughtered and carted away across the waves, our Hamilton kept his guard up. Inside, he was longing for something to be a part of. The brother was ready to beg, steal, borrow, or barter. Then the hurricane came and devastation reigned, and our man saw his future dripping down the drain. Put a pencil to his temple, connected it to his brain, and he wrote his first refrain, a testament to his pain. And the word got around, they said this kid is insane, man. Put up a collection just to send him to the mainland. Get you an education, don't forget from whence you came, and the world's gonna know your name. What's your name? Alexander Hamilton. His name is Alexander Hamilton, and there's a million things he hasn't done. But just you wait, just you wait. When he was 10, his father split full of it, death-ridden. 2 years later, see Alex and his mother bedridden, half dead, sitting in the raw sick, the scent thick, and Alex got better, but his mother went quick. Moving with his cousin committed suicide, left him with nothing but ruined pride. Some new inside a voice saying, Alex, you gotta fend for yourself. He started retreating and reading every treatise on the shelf. There would have been nothing left to do for someone less astute. He would have been dead, no destitute, without a cent of restitution. Started working, clerking for his late mother's landlord, trading sugar cane and rum and all the things he can't afford, planning for every book he can get his hands on, planning for the future. See him now as he stands on the bow of a ship heading for a new land. In New York you can be a new man. The ship is in the harbor now. See if you can spot him. See if you can spot him. See if you can spot him. Alexander Hamilton, we've been waiting in the weeds for you. You can never back down, you always have to speak your mind. And Alexander Hamilton, we will never take your keys from you. In the cowardice and the shame, we try to destroy your name. The world will never be the same. And some they fought with him, some they died for him, some they trusted him, some they loved him. And me, I'm the fool that shot him.
Excellent job, excellent job. Thank you, Michael. So, we stand and join our voices together as we sing the birthday song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
It's our turn to sing to you now. Are you ready?
Go right ahead.
Thank you, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Well, beautiful, everybody. We thank you for the commitment to Houston. Okay, thank you very much. Goodbye.
I know the protocol has been established, but let me recognize the presence of the Deputy Governor General for Nevis, Mrs. Ailita Liburd. I also want to especially recognize Mr. Christian Goodwillie and his family and his student and photographer. Please stand, let us see who you are. And we want to thank you for the enormous support that you've been giving to us over the past few days. Thank you so very much. I want to first commend the NHCS, the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society, and the Community Development Department, which falls under my ministry, for once again partnering and putting this activity together. I am very heartened by the outpouring of support that I'm seeing here this afternoon. And it shows that they would have promoted the activity well. And it also shows that you who are here in the audience, you have the best interests of our students at heart, and you're here to show your overwhelming support. And so I'm very heartened by that. And once again, I want to commend the work from the NHCS and the Department of Community Development for putting this very important, this very significant activity together. I also want to commend and congratulate the students, the 4 students who will be receiving the scholarship award today. And I must say to you that you are very fortunate because you will be associated with the name Alexander Hamilton. And that is a huge name for Nevis and, of course, the United States and the diaspora. And, of course, you would have heard from the criteria for being selected as a scholarship recipient that you must be well-behaved and you must maintain a particular academic standard. And this afternoon, we are holding you to that, and we are encouraging you during your academic pursuits at both secondary schools to ensure that you continue to be well-behaved, that you continue to work hard, and that you continue to get good results. I'm sure the folks here at the NHCS and the Community Development Department will be following your work very closely, and we don't want any disappointments. I would also encourage you to, from this evening, if you haven't done so yet, try to learn as much as possible about Alexander Hamilton. Because if you're carrying the scholarship name Alexander Hamilton Scholarship, if you're questioned about Alexander Hamilton, you should be able to have some information at your fingertips, irrespective of your age. So I'm asking you to try to do as much research as possible. And of course, we would encourage the teachers and your parents and your relatives to assist you as well. Because if you're carrying that scholarship name, you should know something about Alexander Hamilton and, of course, the contribution that he would have made, in particular, to the development of the United States of America. I want us all this afternoon who are here, and of course those who are not here as well, to embrace the name Alexander Hamilton. There has always been a lot of debate as to whether or not Alexander Hamilton made any contribution to Nevis. That aside, the fact is, he made a contribution to the United States of America, and he was born on the beautiful island of Nevis. He was Nevisian, and that speaks volumes. Now, this morning when I opened one of my email addresses, I saw something, and I don't know whether or not it's a coincidence, because one of the messages that came into my email, and I had to write it off and bring it here, because I found it very interesting. The tagline for the email was, "The jewel is on in Sangwang." And it continues. And let me just say from here on, I do not work for JetBlue. But it was an email from JetBlue. And it says, "The hottest ticket in Puerto Rico and the hottest ticket to Puerto Rico." It went on to say, "We want to give you and a companion a chance to see Hamilton in Puerto Rico and explore Sangwang. Enter now for a chance to win an unforgettable island experience that includes 1, 2 round tickets from New York to Puerto Rico, 2 premium tickets to see Hamilton in Puerto Rico, as Lin-Manuel Miranda reprises his role as Alexander Hamilton. And finally, the persons will win 1-night hotel stay." Now, this was being played up by JetBlue. And the main ingredient in that advertisement was Hamilton. They had a picture of a JetBlue aircraft, and right behind the JetBlue aircraft was a picture, and on that picture was printed Hamilton. Now, we have heard much about the Hamilton musical that came out a couple of years ago in New York, and I'm sure we would all know that it was a hit. It's such a hit that it's being done in Puerto Rico now. And so persons in the US are being given that opportunity to go from New York to Puerto Rico to see the play, the musical Hamilton. And so Hamilton, wherever you go in the US, you're here in Hamilton. Wherever you go in Puerto Rico now, you're here in Hamilton. But I'm sometimes disappointed that we don't hear Hamilton enough in Nevis. And I believe we're sitting on a gold mine. And I want to send out a challenge to the NHCS. Maybe there's a lot more we can do, because if the US is making so much money from Hamilton, he was born right here on Nevis. and we should be making some more money from the name Hamilton as well. I also want to challenge the folks who came up with the musical and tell them that we can do with some of the money that they've made from that musical as well. So whether or not the NHCS can reach out to the organizers or the persons who put that together, and I think we are deserving, because Hamilton was born here on Nevis. He was a son of the soil, and America has taken it, and we need to embrace that name, Alexander Hamilton, as well. And wherever we go, we should never be afraid to say, Alexander Hamilton is a Nevisian. He was born on Nevis. So that is a message I would like all of us to take away this afternoon. Please, let us embrace the name Alexander Hamilton. There's much that can be done here on Nevis with that name, Alexander Hamilton. And of course, as I'm going to close, I would also like to encourage us to continue to support the Alexander Hamilton Scholarship Fund. I think it is a fund that goes to some deserving students. And once again, I'm happy for the students that will be receiving the funds. And we never know where these students can go. Students, never be limited by your size. And we here in Nevis, we should never be limited by the size of the island of Nevis. So whatever you do, bear that in mind, that you're carrying the name Alexander Hamilton with you. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to thank you for your presence here and for your support of the activity. It is an activity that is fully endorsed and supported by my ministry. And once again, kudos and congratulations to the NHCS and the Department of Community Development for putting this activity together. Thank you, and God bless you.
This afternoon, we'll be presenting a certificate and a check of $500 to all of the students, the awardees this afternoon. I apologize for Dwight J. Though there seemed to have been a little misunderstanding, but at least tomorrow we will try to deliver the check. So at this time, we are going to call Shanae Evelyn. Kindly come forward. Hadassah Daniel. Last but not least, D. Yoniqua Bergan.
I would like to thank Miss Bernadette Brown for her invocation, Mr. Shefton Liebert for his opening remarks, Akimron Willett for his poem, Mrs. Janet Nisbet Maloney for her report, Karina Grant and Nikisha Henry for their dance, Mr. Chris Liebert for his remarks, Michael Maloney for his song, Shalikwa Carmichael for her brief remarks. I would also like to thank the St. Thomas's Primary School students for their cultural presentation, and Honorable Eric Evelyn for his remarks.